It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. To me, the body is the temple, and therefore this place where you learn how to take care of your body is by extension also the temple. So I do what I can to take care of it and teach people how to do the same. And I want to thank you for watching, and hopefully you'll learn something too. So if you didn't know by now, my name is Master Lukey, the mixed martial artist, formerly known as the Silent Assassin, Luke Kumo. I was in the UFC, and let's see, I suffered a TBI. Not in my last fight, but in one of my last fights. Basically, this is what happened to me. Oh, gosh. I'm sorry you had to see that, but it happens. It happens. It happened to me on one specific instance where I saw lightning flashes, and I made it out of that fight, but I started to see symptoms, and I believe I suffered something called MTBI here. MTBI, because I didn't lose consciousness. But let's go down the list of the symptoms. I'll tell you what I had. You know, I would say it's minor head trauma. I had to get stitches. And this is just one of many blows that I received to my head. Not just in professional fighting, but also in training. Okay. It's the most prevalent form of TBI is mild traumatic brain injury. Okay. Defined as the result of forceful motion of the head or impact causing a brief change in mental status. And post-injury symptoms are often referred to as post-concussive syndrome. Okay. So the symptoms that I would say I had and still have to this day, I still have fatigue. Okay, I don't have headaches. I don't have visual disturbances. I have memory loss. The period of my life immediately surrounding that time, you know, I would say is all kind of hazy. I was married at one point. I used to live with my family, and now I look back and I wonder what happened. Sleep disturbance, irritability, and emotional disturbances, I would say, contributed to the death of my marriage, and I guess I'll have to talk about that in a little bit, but feelings of depression, I still have. Mood changes, not so much anymore. And slowness in thinking, I think possibly, yes. Let's see. The movie Concussion came out. This is Will Smith, the actor who played Dr. Bennett Omalu. And there was one scene in the movie where one of the football players, he goes off on his family and starts yelling and smashing things. which is kind of like what happened to me, except I didn't break anything. I wasn't physically violent at all, but I did yell. And what I yelled about was having to do with the health of my children and the food that they were being fed, which I am going to talk about in a little bit. But first, let me just go over here. This is a video about the findings. I just wanted to click on it because this is from ESPN.com, and this is the Dr. Bennett Omalu. He says, every child who plays football has 100% risk of exposure to brain damage. This is a sport where head contact is a side effect. In MMA, head contact is the purpose of the rule system as it's currently being promoted. And I have a question for you watching. What responsibility do you have to protect people? Can you stand up for those of us who don't know that they're walking into a danger zone? I've decided to say no to head contact. I'm just clicking on my YouTube channel here so you can see. We have me on a talk show, and here's a video about how my crowdfunding supplies money to the fighters of my next event. And here's a little bit of footage. Let me fast forward a little bit. Some of the action from the last event. But stay tuned. When I come back, I'm going to talk about how I'm standing up against food, or excuse me, what's being sold as food that's actually poisonous for your child. Goodness gracious. Stay tuned.
I have to perform. Whatever I do for a reason. I'm not an ethical vegan. I eat a certain way because it gives me freedom. I'm not having to deal with digestive issues. Okay, I have a logo here, and Master Lukey brand is Life Food certified. Life Food is a term from Dr. David JUBB, and that's the program that I stick to. And I do that because it works, not because I'm trying to save the animals. As a matter of fact, most veganism is bad for the environment, in particularly grains and beans, and the way that those things are grown, and bananas and corn, carrots and potatoes. It's actually destroying the environment. But that's not my specialty. My specialty is mixed martial arts, and in this bottle here is a mixture of JUBB and tribulus, which is a stimulant and a testosterone booster. I'm in an industry where men and women now fight each other. And just because my system has no head contact doesn't make it checkers. It's still a contact sport. It is much, much safer. And you'll see all the equipment, and I'll talk about the rule system. But I just wanted to talk right now about the law of attraction. Okay, and this is how I know that I'm going to be successful. Think of the yin yang. Do we have a yin yang anywhere here? It's a martial arts gym. There should be a yin yang somewhere. But anyway, think of the DNA helix. Okay, you have two energies that are spiraling and traveling up. Okay? That's the way of the universe. It's how we got here. Now, if you think about two people fighting, and one person is going to injure the other one so that they can win. Like I said before, that's how you win in MMA, is by injuring the other person. Until now, my system is based on points. And we're not trying to hurt each other, we're trying to score points. As a matter of fact, we need each other to be healthy so that we can train together. Alright? And that's where the League of Champions will rise above all other promotions. We have that energy to the top. The law of attraction states what you get is what you put out. I'm putting out that constructive energy, that creative energy. And to prove my dedication, for the next 3 weeks, I actually started 4 days ago. I'm on day 5 right now. I think it's day 5 or day 4. All I'm eating is this. Dino scales. I still have my coffee, I have my herbs like I just showed you. When I get home later, I'll show you how I make the Dino scales into either a spicy or a savory or a sweet cream, and I eat that just so it's a little bit of variety. But I don't eat anything else except these activated pumpkin seeds. This was a recipe given to me by Dr. David JUBB and actually prescribed to me because of the essential fatty acid content of these pumpkin seeds. They've been activated by me, meaning I soak them in salt water and then dehydrate them to become crunchy. And the fatty acid content, the fats of these pumpkin seeds, is what helped me to heal my traumatic brain injury. And I'm on a mission to take over martial arts and then nutrition. Because my children were taken from me because I said no to junk food for them. And I still say no. And I'm not gonna stop until I get back control of their health. Because nobody else can do it like me. Oath. And I believe that what I'm doing is gonna get me to where I need to be. I had to sacrifice everything. I became non-profit. So everything I do now is for the mission. It's Master Lukey Brand.